All right, welcome back from part one of that video. If you're new and you haven't seen part one, I recommend you go watch part one. I will also put a link to the video on my left here. The survivor balance adjustment details. This is a pretty big patch. I know a lot of people have been upset by some of the wording in here, and I like to remain optimist about these things because we have to deal with it. The devs have pushed out the information already. It is expected to hit us on August 18th. And it's just what it is. Let's see what we got. Survivor skills will be adjusted in one of the two following ways. The damage effect remains the same. After the activation chance increases, the damage attributes reduces proportionally. Okay. The average total damage caused remains the same. They increase the damage effect after the activation chance is increased, and the damage attribute are adjusted or directly increased. The value of the actual total damage caused is increased. Now, that's a lot of jargon there. It might be a little bit confusing. I don't think it's perfectly worded, but as we read through these patch notes, I think you'll start to see what they mean by that. So we'll continue on. The first, they have Michonne. They've increased her basic attack, defense, and HP attributes. This is actually a bigger buff than I think people would think. These basic attack, defense, and HP is really going to be what everything's scaled off of, you know, all your abilities, all your technology. So it really is a big buff to these heroes. So Michonne, pay to win hero, quite expensive. She's getting buffed. They're enhancing the double edge ability. The activation chances increase from 80 from 60, so it's a 20% increase, and they've increased the damage skill effect slightly. After triggering the enhanced effect of removing enemy damage increase, hack and slash is enhanced, changed to 70% chance to activate, previously from 45% from 1 rounds. So what I think this means, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. If we scroll up here, we're talking about the survivor skills will be adjusted in one of two of the following ways. If we read this carefully, it says change to 70% to activate, previously prepare for 1 round's 45% chance. Now, I think that they're taking out the prepare for 1 round, and it might be not an indefinite buff, but I think that maybe it is indefinite. Maybe you're gonna get this buff, and it's not gonna last for 1 round anymore. It's gonna last for the entire duration of that fight. So they've slightly increased the damage skill effect and reduced the skill damage effect value of your own crew. So they've kind of buffed the activation, but also nerfed the skill damage effect value of the crew. So it's definitely a buff overall, I'd say, but we'll see how it kind of pans out. Jesus, this is a good one. We can all obtain Jesus. It does take a long time to obtain Jesus. Mine is currently 4 stars. He's about 130 fragments from 5 stars. And I've kind of just acquired him over time. There's specific events that come out, like teamwork time and various things that will help you get Jesus. Let's see. It increases basic attack, defense, and HP, which, as I said earlier, is a big thing. That's gonna make him much stronger. They balanced his 1-2 punch. The activation has increased from 70 from 55, which is a 15% increase, and the damage skill effect remains the same. So that's a big buff. They didn't really increase the damage or decrease it, but the activation skill is much higher. Jawbreaker is enhanced. They changed to 60% to activate and slightly increased the damage effect, and it was previously 60% chance, so the activation chance is the same. It's a big buff for Jesus. He's going to be really strong. Ezekiel. So Ezekiel this is gonna, you know, probably upset a lot of people because Ezekiel is a very high pay to win character. He's already very strong. They've minimally reduced his basic attack, defense, and HP, and I would believe that when they say minimally, it's probably very minimally. Kingdom Come enhanced. Additional effects will be adjusted to increase the damage of your own crew. Previously was reduces the damage caused by enemy crews. Interesting. So additional effects will be adjusted to increase damage of your own crew. Previously, it reduced the damage caused by the enemy crews. It's a buff for Ezekiel. We'll see how it works. The Governor. I know the Governor is a hard hero to obtain, but he's somebody you can work on using your enhanced or your legendary fragments. I would recommend saving all your legendary fragments for heroes like the Governor, because he's one of the few heroes that you can unlock with those and get an increase in march capacity on all your teams with him. So he's really strong. It increases basic attack, defense, and HP attributes. Reign of Terror was enhanced. The activation has been increased to 80% from 60, and they've increased the damage effect slightly. The additional effect of this skill will be adjusted to have a 100% chance to reduce damage taken by 20%. Previously, it was 50% to reduce damage by 16%. So we got 4% more damage reduction, and we got 50% more chance to proc this, which is always. and 50% chance to increase damage output by 16%. Okay, so I wonder if they've taken out chance to increase damage by 16%, or they have just misworded this, and we'll see how that kind of pans out, because that's either a big buff or it's just a bit different. You'll have it 100% of the time. It sounds like they probably took out the increased damage, and now you just have a damage reduction for 100% of the time, at least is the way it reads. Kill them all enhanced. The activation chance will be increased to 65% from 60%. So 5% activation trigger buff, and the skill damage effect will be slightly increased. So overall, I think the governor has gotten stronger, and that's good for us. I know some of the new players will be a little bit disappointed with this, but as someone that's been playing for over a year now, it's really good to hear those things, because that hero we can actually obtain, and you could see it in your foreseeable future versus some of these other heroes like Pamela, Ezekiel, Michonne, etc. Negan, they slightly increases base attack, defense, and HP attributes. Potty Mouth was enhanced. The activation chance will be increased to 70% from 60%, and the skill damage effect will be increased slightly and slightly reduced. The chance that the enemy will be silenced. It reads kind of weird. I wonder if that's that. It says enhanced. It's probably slightly enhanced, but it looks like a plus and a minus there. Hack heavily enhanced. The activation chance will be increased to 80% from 60. They've increased the damage effect, and they've slightly reduced the chance that the enemy will be incapacitated. Still not sure how we should take that, but Negan looks like he was buffed, which is still not a bad thing, because if you participate in the game very actively and you play in a top 3 clan during these seasons, you are able to earn Negan, and he does take time to get, but he's one of those heroes as well that with time and persistence we can get him. Now, on the other hand, Pamela, this is a much harder hero to get, so everything we read here for Pamela is going to be for very few people in the game. They slightly increased her basic attack, defense, and HP. Who Laughs Last enhanced. They increased her damage effect on that ability. Practice makes perfect. They balanced this, so they added an activation increase by 10% from 55 to 65, and the skill damage effect remains the same, and they also reduced the chance that the enemy will be silenced. So it's a buff for her. Beta, they slightly increased the attack percentage and minimally reduced the defense health percentage. Overall, remains unchanged. Let's hope that's true, because Beta is one of those heroes that a lot of us use as players that cannot spend too much money. Lydia slightly increased the basic attack, defense, and HP attributes. Family values enhanced. They slightly increased her damage effect. Animal Instinct was enhanced as well, increased the damage effect. Fearless was enhanced, changed to 60% from 60%. Alpha slightly reduced the attack percentage and slightly increased the defense and health percentages. Remains unchanged, and we have to believe them with that, because you have to think of this. So they're reducing her attack, but they're also increasing the defense and health. So you have two things that are going up, and they're reducing one. So attack is very important and is probably your best attribute for building a good formation, but let's say that remains unchanged, hopefully. The activation chance will be increased from 65 from 55, and the skill damage effect will be slightly increased and slightly reduce the chance of the enemy being disarmed. So another little buff / debuff. It says it's enhanced. I would like to say it's just a balance. I don't know how much of this will actually affect Alpha. Mercer, he's a sharpshooter hero. He's decent. Slightly increased basic attack, defense, and HP attributes. Rebel Ryzen was balanced. They activate the chance will be increased to 60% from 45%, and the skill effect damage will remain the same, and they reduce the chance that the enemy will be disarmed. So they like that wording there. They keep reducing the chance that things are disarmed, incapacitated, silenced, etc. Princess, they slightly increased her basic attack, defense, and HP. City Slicker increased her damage and skill effects, so Princess just got a buff. That's pretty good. Everyone can obtain Princess over time. Laura slightly increased base attack, defense, and HP. Smart Shot was enhanced, changed to activate in the first 3 rounds. Previously was the first 2 rounds. Okay, so you get changed to activate in the first 3 rounds. So you get the activation for more rounds versus less. Rebel's Heart was balanced. The activation was increased to 80 from 60, and the skill damage effect remains the same. So that's a good buff for Laura. John increased basic attack, defense, and HP. Primal Rage enhanced, slightly increased the damage effect. So John got a little buff there. Dwight is a very powerful hero, so this is very interesting, and this is one of those heroes that we can all obtain as well. Mine is currently 4-star, working on 5 stars. He's one of the strongest heroes, I would say, in the game, just because of some of his abilities. Rough Rider Enhanced activation chance will be increased from 265 from 55, and the skill damage effect will be slightly increased. That's good. Crossbow crack changed to 60%. With this special wording they have here, prepare for 1 round, 60% chance. So the activation rate is still the same. They slightly increase the skill damage effect and slightly reduce the chance the enemy will be weakened. Overall, Dwight was buffed. Magna, this is another good hero. I use her in my F4. Hopefully, I'll be building her with my F1 soon. I'm going to do like a Magna Jesus combo. They increased her back attack, her basic attack, defense, and HP attributes. Guiding Light enhanced, slightly increased the skill damage effect. Battle Ready enhanced. The activation rate has been increased to 75 from 60, and the skill damage effect will be slightly increased, and the defense percentage bonus of your own crews in fortified state will be increased. So Magna got a big buff, very good for cavalries. I love that. Yumiko increased base attack and defense attributes. Overall, Yumiko just got stronger. Another pay-to-win hero. She is very hard to obtain. Good luck with it. Connie increased base attack, defense, and HP. So Connie is one of those heroes that people have said it's not very good. Her skills are not very effective, and she kind of is just a placeholder for something better. But they increased or enhanced the Fatal Charade. Activation chance was increased to 75 from 55, so got a 20% buff. Skill damage effect will be slightly increased. And the Silent Killer enhanced skill as well slightly increases the damage effect. So Connie got a pretty big buff, I'd say. Errant Shane, another good hero, slightly reduced base attack, defense, and HP. Don't like to hear that. Self-defense, they enhanced it. After triggering, will additionally increase the damage effect on 1 enemy crew. Interesting. Will additionally increase the damage effect on 1 crew. Okay. So not too bad on Errant Shane, but that's not good news for us, because Errant Shane is one of those heroes that a lot of us use. Same with Morgan, so this is unfortunate. They've minimally reduced his attack, basic defense, and HP. The Fearless enhanced ability, the Fearless ability was enhanced. They slightly increased the skill damage effect. So overall, Morgan got a debuff. We don't like that. Reduced basic attack, defense, HP attributes. Warning Shot was enhanced, slightly increased the damage effect, and Sabotage was also enhanced. They slightly increased the damage effect there. Still, I would say this is a debuff, because basic attack, defense, and attributes are probably the most important thing in the game. Abraham reduced the attack percentage and slightly increased the defense and health percentages. Overall, a minimal adjustment. His Guiding Light ability was enhanced, and they slightly increased the damage skill effect. That's also not good for us, because Abraham is another one of those heroes that is kind of instrumental to a lot of us. Holly, oh, they're just putting it all in the end. They put all the good stuff at the beginning. I see you, TWS. I see what you guys did there. Holly, they slightly reduced the basic attack, defense, and HP attributes. The steady ability was enhanced, so they slightly increased the damage skill effect. This is not good. So our Abraham and our Holly and all these chemistries that a lot of us use have been getting debuffed. Seems like they're trying to steer us away from using these legendary heroes again, and you never really want to hear that. So Rosita, they reduced her basic attack, defense, and HP. Her Fiery Passion skill was enhanced and slightly increased the damage effect. I feel like they just added that, just like not like this bottom half makes this first half look better, right? Because it's still a debuff. Glenn, a pay-to-win hero, they increase his base attack, defense, and HP, and increase the skill effect on the Splitting Headache ability. So overall, this patch is going to be interesting. It's definitely going to change up the dynamics of the game, and it's going to affect a lot of us. I hope that you guys all continue playing and keep surviving with us, and these videos help give you a little bit of clarity on what's happening in the game. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to friends if you benefited from it. Maybe they'll benefit from it. I appreciate all the support. We're up over 60 subs in the last month, and that is awesome. I've been very happy and pleased with that. So I will be linking another video, probably one of my most recent ones. If you guys want to click this, I always do it. Go click it, binge watch, support me. Love you guys. Keep surviving. Have a great day. Peace.